Ansa, pastem tikas. Today I'm going to be telling you a story, and this story was told to me kayas years ago by one of our elders. And this story has to do all about the Steigans and something that happened years and years ago, generations and generations ago. Because we are told in legend that kayas long ago with Nihiawak, Kakyaw Nihiawak, we didn't we didn't die, we didn't pass away, we just kept on living on this earth. And finally it was getting to the point where there was so many Nihiawak walking on this earth that they were finally starting to eat up all the food and there was very little to eat and we're running out of space to live in and finally the Musumnana, Kakyaw Musumnana, all the grandfathers got together and they said, we have to do something about this. There's too many, way too many people on this earth. We've got barely anything to eat. So they called a council together and they were talking about this. What are we going to do? There's too many people. There's We're getting overcrowded and there's too many people living here and on. Not enough food for everyone to eat. We have to do something. And they decided, well, maybe if people would leave this world for a while and then they could come back later and maybe that'll work. And then that way there won't be so many people on this earth. So they'll leave and they'll go in the spirit form for a while and then they'll come back. But Mistagans, the coyote, stood up and he said, wait a minute. So Mistagan said, I think that people should just leave. We should just get rid of a whole bunch of people and then there'll be more food for us and we're not going to have this problem anymore. The other Musumnanak, they said, no, we can't do that. What's going to happen to these people? Mistaigan said, well, they can just disappear. They can just be gone, and then we can have more people, and then we still won't run out of food. Musumnanak, they said, the grandfather said, no, we can't just have people on this earth and then just get rid of them and go into nothing. No, we're not going to do that. Musumnanak decided we're going to build this sweat lodge, this big lodge. And what'll happen, that is, a lot of people, he said, will leave this world, leave this earth for a while, and they'll go into spirit form. And they'll just stay in spirit form for maybe up to 4 years or something. And then they'll come back and they'll go into this lodge and they'll come back into this physical form. They'll be able to come back on this earth. And we'll try this out for a while, see if that'll work. That way we'll have more food and everyone can eat and we'll have more space to live. Mistaigan didn't like this and he thought, this is wrong. This is not right. We should just get rid of him. He went away mad. He was such a fight and he took off and he was angry about this. So that's the way it was for a while. Musumnanak decided that a whole lot of people, the older people, they would turn into spirit form and they just travel around in spirit form, not having to eat or sustain their bodies, but they'd still be on this earth. And we'd be able to see them. They were going around like little tornadoes or little wind clouds that were traveling, and we'd see them passing by. And these were the spirits of those people who went away for 4 years to come back later. And then after their 4 years they've been away, then they'd go into this big lodge that would build. And they'd go in there and they'd come walking out as physical people again. And they'd walk again for a while, 4 years, and then they'd go back into spirit form. This went on for a while. Finally, Miss Joggins thought, no, there's a better way. There's a better way to do this. So he waited till makway musumna na no grandfathers were around, and he went running up to this lodge, and he closed the door on it. So when these spirits, these little tornado, little wind clouds would come up to the lodge, they couldn't get in, so they had nowhere to go. So they weren't able to go back into the lodge and come back into physical form. Mustagan smiled to himself. He thought, "Oh, this is working now. Now these spirits can't get back in there." But there were spirits traveling all over amongst people in there. It was starting to cause problems. Finally, Musumna called the council again because they heard what Mustagan did. And he said, this didn't solve the problem. We need to do something. So they called upon Kisamantu, creator, and they said, Kisamantu, we need to solve this problem. So Kisamantu said, okay, I usually don't get involved in the affairs of Isinua, but I'm gonna get involved this time. That this time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a world where all of these spirits can go once they're done here on this earth. But I'm gonna make a road through the sky that all of these spirits traveling around on the earth, they'll follow this road to the spirit world. So that they can just, once they're done on this earth, they don't come back. They'll go to the spirit world. And eventually they'll all be there in that spirit world together. But because this world is Mother Earth that I made, you can't keep taking this people, too many people, eating too much and living all over the place. We've gotta, that this will solve the problem. But he said, Stagan, you shouldn't have did what you did. That was wrong of you. You should have listened to the council and listened to Musumnana when you all talk together. That's not our way to go do things on our own like that. So from now on, you're going to have to. You'll only be able to come out at night, and you'll hang your head close to the ground with your nose to the ground in shame because of what you did here. But in the end, it's all going to work out. I'm going to make the spirit road that all these spirits will travel on when they're done here on earth. And they'll follow that road and they'll take them to that world. I'm going to make for all the spirits to gather and wait for everyone. Kahyaw, Isinua, Kahyaw, Nihiawa will eventually be there together. But for now, they live their time on earth. And they'll follow the spirit road through the sky to get to that world of spirits. So this was done and it was made. The spirit road was made. And as Nihawak were told, this story passed down from generation to generation. And we're told that on special nights, when the air is cool and the sky is clear, we catch a glimpse of that spirit road. And we could see it in the sky, stretched across the sky. The road that all these spirits are dancing on and going happily to the spirit world that was made for them. And as Nihiyawak, we are told that this is what we call the Northern Lights. And these times when we see the Northern Lights, that's all the spirits of all of those Isinua, Kahyaw, Nihiawa. That was their time was done here on earth. And then they're dancing across, following that spirit road to the spirit world. And only certain times the veil between this world and their world gets thin and we could see the road and we could see them dancing to that spirit world where they're all waiting for us. So this is the story of coyote and the northern lights that we know today. And this story has been passed down from generation to generation amongst Nudiawa. And that's the story I share with you today. Simaga.